Welcome back, everybody. I know it's been a minute since we talked. It is a dreary and rainy day here in Georgia. It has rained for an entire day straight. I'm starting to feel a little depressed and we need some cheering up. So I figured I'd spend my lunch break heading over to our favorite Goodwill stores, see if we can find some Halloween stuff. That might do the trick. Let's see. All right, before we go in, I want to say a special thank you to all the patrons who help support the channel. If you are interested in joining our Fright Club, be sure to check out a link to my Patreon page in the description below. All right, let's go ahead and grab the umbrella. Orange, of course, suitable for Halloween, and see what kind of spooky finds we can find here at the Goodwill. First thing I noticed is that they have completely redone the store. Doesn't give me great hopes, but I see this little vase on the end cap that kind of catches my eye. I like that creepy sort of dead stick, dead vine look at the bottom. That might be nice for some dead sticks or something to put inside of it. Just gives that kind of eerie atmosphere. So as we walk around, we'll see a little bit of Halloween here and there, although there is a seasonal aisle we'll check out in a moment. I'm going to give a little spoiler alert. We're going to hit 2 of the Goodwills today, and both of them now look like this, neither of which did the last time I came to Goodwill, which kind of concerns me that they're becoming a little bit more standardized and corporate, I guess. I have heard from a lot of you in my past videos that the Goodwills that I go to usually have so much more Halloween stuff than a lot of the other stores, and I'm a little worried that that might no longer be the case. Of course, you can always find these sort of DIY jars just painted, and there's no price tag on that, but you know it's going to be overpriced whatever you pay. There were some general good deals around, though, I think, which made me happy that we're not just overpricing everything based on this new fancier store layout. We have a big lots, I don't know what the heck this is, bowl type thing, I guess. Suitable for fall. Again, no price, no idea how much it actually cost. That's one thing I've noticed a lot in these Goodwill store trips is they don't have the stickers on everything, so it's hard to tell what they all cost. I do like that frame. I actually have bought several frames from Goodwill. I used to buy them every time I see them, but now I have a pile of Halloween themed picture frames that I've never bothered to print out pictures and put around. So I am tempering myself from doing that any longer. Certainly I'm not buying any of the pumpkin carving kits. You know I hate to carve the pumpkins. Apparently a lot of you do too as well, because they are always here at the Goodwill. I do like these window silhouettes, not this particular one, which looks like you don't get all the silhouettes. I think you get the package there indicates which one it is. It looks like the owl set was there on the left. Anyway, I like the window silhouettes. I think they're always fun. Reminds me of the simpler Halloween decorations, and it just makes me happy. All right, we've got I don't know what this is, a flag of some sort maybe. I'm missing a pole, maybe it's a bag, can't really tell. But we have an orange laundry basket. Is that a laundry basket? It's kind of small. Anyway, we've got some bags for trick-or-treating. Did anybody else just use pillowcases like I did when I was a kid? I remember coming back with those things filled with candy, though. I loved that. Eventually, when I got a little bit older, I stopped using the bags and actually had this little cardboard coffin I bought. It was one of the first Halloween decorations I bought when I was younger, starting off my crazy Halloween obsession, and I would walk around with my cardboard coffin with a tiny little one of those like 1-foot skeletons inside of it. That would be where I collected all the candy. I thought that was kind of clever and cute. Even back then, I was trying to think of how I can work my Halloween display even as a trick-or-treater. Anyway, here's a ugly pumpkin, but I don't think that's going to qualify for ugliest pumpkin this month. Stay tuned. We'll see what we can find. And I like this little bowl. I like the purple and all the little icons on it. That's kind of cute. Some sort of dishware up here. That's all right. Is that a pitcher? Of a skeleton. I think we've seen these skeleton mugs. Oh, here's one as we speak. There's something, though, that kind of grosses me out about the plastic dishes that you can find at the Goodwill. I can maybe understand buying the glass ones, but the plastic just kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies. I do like those little plastic pumpkins there. I think this might qualify for ugliest pumpkin of the month. Look how it's just a hodgepodge of fall gunk, I would say. Not a big fan of that one at all. Not hideous, but definitely kind of ugly. All right, we have to kind of sort through the shelves of not too much Halloween stuff, unfortunately, but we've got some pumpkin ice cubes. I always think those are a good idea. And I think I've bought a few of them in the past, but then I never plan far enough in advance to make lots of ice and then transfer it somewhere and make some more so I have enough ice for a party or anything like that. It's a good idea, but clearly other people don't do it as well. It's good in theory, maybe a little less so in practice. Right, moving along, we've got the trays. You know, I was about to say you can never go wrong with a Halloween tray, but you kind of can, because once you start putting stuff in there, unless that tray is Halloween shaped, which that one might have been, it's kind of like a little bit of a pumpkin. Ooh, this is kind of neat. I like this wreath. You're not going to see that design on the bottom of your tray, so you have to think that through when you buy them. Probably want to think through whether or not you want this dust collector somewhere in your house as well. I like the concept of it. It was very eye-catching, but a little bit of an assault on the eye, in my opinion. Trays. The purple doesn't quite do it for me. The black kind of lose. Look at this person crowding me here on the side. Do you believe that? Give me some space, man. There's a whole aisle of junk here. That's going to be another theme as we make our way to the next Goodwill store. Before we do, of course, got a couple little fall things to look at. Happy fall, y'all. So, you know, do your crafts, but really, do you need to donate them to Goodwill? I mean, who's going to buy that? Unless you're going to paint over it and make your own Happy Fall, y'all sign. Another little welcome wreath. I like this one, actually. I want the wooden leaves. That's kind of cute. So anyway, we're going to head to the other Goodwill, where the shoppers again will drive me crazy. As we go in, I do like looking at the kids' books for inspiration right next to the Disney movies. Had to take a look and see how much those are priced at. If you've been collecting them for years, clearly it was a waste of your time. If that was what, like 50 cents, nobody wants them. Anyway, no good Halloween books, unfortunately. But like I said, I do sometimes use the art out of those children's books. To put in frames around my house, or sometimes as a theme. Actually, my Headless Horseman theme I did in my living room a few years back. One of my favorite things I ever did was actually because I found a children's book of the Headless Horseman, and it had a lot of great artwork that I just wanted to cut out of the book and put it out. So, lots of stuff to look at here. We've got some wooden decor, a little blue. And I think down here we've got a ghost, trick-or-treat pumpkins attached to it. I like his face. It looks a little weird and wonky, but kind of cute. Not too bad on the price. And here we make our way over to the Halloween aisle. So, starting with, I like this skeleton hand, sort of lantern jar. That's the kind of thing that you see at the Home Goods. Maybe we saw that. Where did we see that? I know we've seen them in the past. Certainly the gnomes. Maybe somebody bought some Home Goods stuff, decided it wasn't for them, or used it for a season, dropped it off at the Goodwill. Sorry about the shaky camera. It's hard to look at this stuff and hold my phone up at the same time. I forgot to mention at that last Goodwill, somebody did stop me while I was looking at the products. She saw me with the phone, pointed at all the items and asked what app I was using. I think she was thinking I was one of those people that looks for the items, finds out what they're selling for online and tries to resell them, which that actually makes me feel a little bit better that people don't think I'm just the crazy YouTuber filming in the Goodwill, which I think would actually be more frowned upon. But anyway, that lady was really nice. We talked about like 10 whole minutes, which I was happy to do because she expressed her interest in making some money doing YouTube as well. And if you're watching out there and you did make a channel, let me know. I hope it works out for you. Anyway, that was a friendly interaction, and I only bring that up so that we can compare it to the upcoming one. We'll see that in a couple of moments here. But first, we got a little bit of merchandise to look at. I like these little necklaces. If we can keep them on the shelf and off the floor. We had an eyeball and then some pumpkins there. Kind of cute. Speaking of pumpkins, got an assortment of these little ones. Obviously, people like to buy those and not keep them for some reason. I don't know why anyone would buy this little ghost to begin with, but I certainly see why it is on the shelf. Eek, I do like that. Alright, as we move on, like this little window guy, I like this sort of older stuff. I mean, can you imagine what year this thing was created? Just the packaging and the fading on it alone makes it look like it's like from the 90s or something. Which does kind of make you wonder where some of this stuff comes from. I kind of imagine if I can keep things off the floor, that is. That stuff like this may have like ended up in an estate sale. Maybe it didn't sell. They donated it all to Goodwill. That's why you see some of this much older stuff. I can't imagine what my house would be like if I ever had to have an estate sale. People would think I was absolutely insane with my giant room full of old Halloween decor, especially from all the stuff that I've been collecting from the Goodwill. Not that we're finding much of it today. What have we got here? We've got some glow-in-the-dark things. You know, those things never really glow in the dark very well. Maybe if you had a black light or something, it might help it. I don't know. If you use those, let me know. But I remember those stars that you put on the ceilings of bedrooms and whatnot. They'll glow for like a minute, and you're lucky if you get any more out of that. Let's let it not snow, hopefully. I don't know what this is. It's kind of cute little witch. I think we've got some more of these little plastic sheets. This one you can put on a tree to make it look like you got a skeleton tied to it. I feel like I've done one of those in the past. Maybe not so long ago. In fact, I think I remember buying something like that when I moved here, maybe 12 years ago. Door hanging, some pumpkins. Love the door hangings as well. Sometimes I put them in frames, use it as artwork. And here is where I have a real problem with the Goodwill. So I moved in here, obviously not wanting to do a close-up of the elephant there, but to let some people pass because these aisles are so narrow. And instead of passing me, they decide to stand right behind me so I can't really bend down and see the lower shelves very well. But instead, I get to listen to their whole conversation. Let's take a listen in these last couple minutes of the video to see how important it was to block me.
Look at this one. $3. Oh, I have one like this. My daughter-in-law, maybe she got hers, I couldn't know, because I have some just like this. You want something the same, that's what you got. You separate that. I like this long game. Oh, each one of them. Oh, there's an extra color. I'm going to take one of these. Are there two of those?
Yeah, there's two. Isn't that? Is that the same? This one is, yeah.
You want some more icicles? You know, that would be Is that too much? They should be red tagged by now because it's after Christmas. But actually, it turns out there's only one of these.
All right, we're going to say goodbye to our trio of black cloaked witches there. And that's really going to do it for our trip to the Goodwill today. Before we go, I did want to point out a couple of these fun murder mystery games that I saw in the toy aisle. I used to love these when I was a kid. It really got me into writing my own murder mysteries as well. If you're interested in a free downloadable murder mystery game, check out Sour Grapes of Wrath. Easily Googleable. But that's going to do it for today. So thank you for watching, everyone. Till next time, take care and happy haunting.